We build so many scaffolds around our lives just to prove to everyone and ourselves that we are holding it all together. Think about it. From the time we're kids, we start layering things on. We stack up credentials, job titles, ethical standards, and relentless daily productivity metrics. We track our steps, we optimize our sleep, and we curate our behavior, hoping that if we can just accumulate enough right answers, we'll finally feel safe. We think if we design the perfect cage of rules, we'll force ourselves to be the good, happy people we want to be. But there's a quiet exhaustion-soaked irony waiting for us at the end of that road. What if the very structures we use to push ourselves into alignment are the exact things keeping us from our own natural goodness? What if our obsession with fixing everything is actually the noise that keeps us from hearing the quiet truth that's already there? Let's sit with it for a second and read the verse. Throw away any holiness and wisdom, and the people will be 100 times happier. Throw away morality and justice, and people will do the right thing. Throw away industry and profit, and there won't be any thieves. If these three aren't enough, just stay at the center of the circle and let all things take their course. When you first hear Lao Tzu tell you to throw away holiness and wisdom, it feels like a heavy hand reaching out and pulling the rug straight from under your entire upbringing. Everything in our modern culture tells us to do the exact opposite. We are told to chase wisdom like a commodity, to place holy or exceptional people on massive pedestals, and to constantly strive for a visible, recognized kind of goodness. But if you look closely at your own life, you start to see the quiet trap hiding inside the goodness turning into performance. The very moment we label an action or a mindset as holy, we accidentally build a wall between ourselves and the messy, ordinary rhythm of everyday life. Goodness becomes an outfit we put on. We stop reacting to the world authentically, and instead, we start trying to live up to an idealized image of who we think a wise person should be. It's a lot like trying to look relaxed in a photograph. You choose your angle, you brace your shoulders, and you force that smile. And the very effort you put into looking natural is exactly what creates the tension that ruins the picture. Lao Tzu isn't telling us to become foolish, and he's certainly not advocating for cruelty. He's offering a much softer, more liberating observation. He's suggesting that our frantic, hypervigilant obsession with maintaining the reputation of wisdom actually blocks us from the simple, unforced happiness that's already sitting at the bottom of our hearts, just waiting for us to stop trying so hard to prove something. This is where the modern mind really starts to push back. If you tell a room of working people to discard morality and justice and throw away industry and profit, it sounds like a direct recipe for collapse. And the reaction makes sense. We've been conditioned to believe that if we stop monitoring behavior and incentivizing performance, everything slides backwards into the mud. But scale that anxiety down to something small. Think about your own kitchen table, your relationships with the people that you know best. When do people actually do the right thing? Is it when there's a rule on the wall threatening a penalty? Or is it because of an unforced sense of connection to the human beings sitting across from them? When we try to manufacture justice through rigid systems, we often end up with trading real human empathy for just mere compliance. We get so preoccupied with tracking who owes what and who's winning the productivity game that we cultivate an environment of scarcity and suspicion. And that suspicion is the very thing that manufactures the thieves that Lao Tzu talks about. Not just people that break into houses, but the way we steal ideas, steal time, and hoard resources because the system makes us feel like there's never enough to go around. So what's the practical shift here? What does it actually look like to step off that wheel when you still have to pay rent, answer emails, and live in the real world? Lao Tzu leaves us with an incredibly grounding message. Just stay at the center of the circle and let all things take their course. Think about an ordinary bicycle wheel. The outer rim is the part that's spinning constantly. It's the part catching all the friction, the gravel, the mud, and the bumps in the road. The outer rim is your frantic calendar, your late night anxieties, your cultural expectation, and your endless mental list of things that you need to fix to improve before you can finally feel okay. It's loud, it's fast, it's always moving. But the hub, the very center of that circle, remains completely still. It doesn't fight the spinning wheel. In fact, it's the very stillness of the center that allows the outer movement to happen smoothly without the whole thing falling apart. When you make the conscious choice to step back into that center, you drop the exhausting weight of needing to judge, categorize, and control every passing event. You stop trying to steer a rushing river with a tiny plastic paddle. And here's the thing, trusting that stillness isn't always easy. Most of us have spent years being told we can't be trusted without a system. But that's the invitation Lao Tzu is extending. Not a command to be good, but a suggestion that your basic human decency already knows how to respond to life if you give it just a little room. Just stay right here at the center of your own circle. Take a slow sip of coffee, take a look around the room, and let things take their course.